Hello everyone, welcome to my first video on this channel. I'm mainly going to be doing tutorials on the Roblox Studio, if you know what Roblox Studio is. Which I hope you do. Because today's video is going to be focused on getting set up in Studio. So Studio is a Roblox, how should I say it? It's how you make games on Roblox. Everything in Studio will help you make games on Roblox, for Roblox, and Roblox. So I'm going to be going over every feature about basically almost every feature, from the home to the model to the avatar to the tested view to the plugins. So first we're going to go over this area right here. So if you spawn a part, which by the way is done by using this button, you can either spawn a spear, a wedge, a corner wedge, or a cylinder. I'm going to be spawning a basic brick part. You can size that part using the scale tool. You can size it horizontally or vertically. You can also move it using the move. Rotate it as well using rotate, or just select it and you can move it around like this. That's that. You can also go to view, and right here you see this properties. Properties is this sector. Every area, everything has its own properties. It's kind of hard to go in depth on every property since there's a lot, but I'm going to give you the basic property of a part. First, the appearance. You can change the color, you can change the material. Let's just say I want it to be like sandstone. You can also change the transparency, basically make it invisible. Reflectance. It's kind of hard to go over. I don't really use this much at all. You can also edit the size in here, the Z-frame, the position, the orientation, much more. Can collide is also a pretty useful feature, such as you find a part and you want to walk through it. That is what can collide's for. Right here is the anchor. The anchor will make it so when you have a part, you can't move it. So let me just kind of show you what I mean. Let's go into play. Now that we're in play, you will see if we hit this part, it will start moving. Like if we're going against this part, it will start moving, which you don't want, as if you have a building, it will fall over because it's not balanced. So select your part and then anchor it. Now there's also the Explorer. This is the Explorer, as you can see. It has a lot of things such as your lighting, your players, your replicated storage, your starter GUI, which we'll be going over in another tutorial, starter pack, which has items, put items in there, and yeah. This is the toolbox. The toolbox feature has free models, has free plugins, audio, decals, mesh parts. That's kind of difficult to go over, but basically you can grab anything from here and just add it to your game. No, you probably shouldn't just steal for your whole entire game, as many free models do include viruses. We're back. Here is the lock tool. The lock tool basically just means if you need, let's just spawn another part. If you want to have this part, you want to only touch this part and not this part when you're like doing this, you can. If you unlock it, you cannot. Yeah. And we'll also be doing the group. So if you want to make two parts of one, basically, you can press Control. Oh, wait, okay. You can press Control G, or you can just go here and press Group as a model. Well, that's pretty useful. That's that, and now we'll be going over the model area. Now, I haven't explored this area much, but it's basically just for parts. It's basically for parts. I haven't done this much, but I will be having another tutorial on the solid modeling, because that's a whole nother separate area for itself. Avatar. This one, you can basically create a rig. How to create a rig? You go to the rig builder. You can basically just kind of put in anything. I'm gonna put in my avatar, and now I have a rig of my avatar. You can also use the animation editor, the basic animation editor. There are way better ones, trust me, to animate, which is a completely different factor of Roblox Studio that I have not fully explored either, because it is a lot more different than just basic building and stuff. Now this, the emulation, that's mainly just to see how your game will look on different devices. So if I was on a phone, it would look like this. This is how my game would look on a phone. On a controller, it would basically, yeah. This is I haven't done much with this controller area. Matter of fact, I might have to actually look up what this is. But I'm going to assume it's something closer to the other phone thing. But yeah, the device right here could be useful for aligning GUIs and just seeing how your game looks on other devices. The view area, you can record a video here. You can change wind direction, which is pretty useful. You can also make it full screen, which you can just do by pressing F11, but you know. You can turn off UI visibility, but I don't have a UI right now, but we'll just kind of, for an example, just put in a UI. So if I had a UI right here, this is UI. We go back to view, I can turn off UI visibility. It's still there, but I just don't see it. Screenshot, it's a screenshot, obviously. Plugins, you can get any plugin from the toolbox or just download any of it, just Roblox in general. Every plugin does its own thing, such as Blue Animator, it's for animation, blah blah blah. UI, this is UI, but you don't really have to use this since there's UI right here. It's kind of useless, not gonna lie. So that's basically a basic run over on Roblox. The Roblox thing right here, the Roblox Studio thing right here. But now we'll go into game settings. In game settings, you can change the name of your game. Like if I want to call my game Friendland, I can do that. This is to enable microphone in your game, or enable camera. You can give people permission who can play your game. Monetization, which is a whole different factor here. Security, says what it does right here. So take a look at that. Localization, avatar. You can change people's avatars. I mean, not change it necessarily, but you can make it R6 instead of R15. You can also make it player's choice. Animation, you can make that anything. So if you want it to be standard, it'll be the regular Roblox animation, the basic one, or player choice, it will be, well, you know, player's choice. Let's go into Discord. I'll change this real quick. And now we'll go to File, go to Studio Settings. This basically will be settings. Yeah, this would be your settings. This has basically everything for Studio, so you can change how fast you move your camera, like the font of scripts. So if you want a different font for your scripts, you can do that. Network, which I don't really know what this does, not gonna lie. Physics, this also is pretty useful. This will, you can adjust time with this, you can adjust physics, anchors, blah blah blah. Besides that, that's a basic, this is a basic, how I say it, basic overrun of Roblox Studio. Also, I can't really do it because I have my OBS selected only on Studio, but if you want to import a 3D file from something like Blender or Cookie, you can. By going to import 3D file, you can import a 3D file, which is kind of how meshes are made. Wait, in the toolbox. Oops, this is the editor. Speaking of which, we'll go over the editor in just a second. But that's kind of how meshes like this, this, and this are made. That's made and imported with this. Now the terrain editor is a lot. It's pretty complicated for beginners, if I can be honest. Here you can draw. Basically, you can basically just kind of draw terrain like grass. Trust me, I'm not doing my best example, but this will need its own tutorial. So yeah, that's a basic overrun of how this works. How the main settings for Studio and work. Yeah. Some extra information is that Roblox Studio uses the coding language Lua. Lua is a coding language, blah blah blah. Yeah. Example of Lua. It gives you one right here. Print hello world, which you can change to whatever. You can make it print hi, I love tacos. That's basically what Lua is. You don't have to learn Lua to begin making games. You can look at tutorials, which basically just kind of give you everything. Or if you're a bit of a scum, you can use AI. It's really your choice. Alright, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a very, very, like, watered down tutorial of the basics of Roblox Studio. There's going to be more where I will go more in depth, but for now, that's all you get. I'm tired. It's like 12 a.m. Goodbye.